ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। 17th श्लोक। उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः
परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः
परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः
यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य
यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य
बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः
बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः
यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम्
यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम्
अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः
अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः
अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च
अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च
प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः
प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः
यो मामेवमसम्मूढः
यो मामेवमसम्मूढः
जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम्
जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम्
स सर्वविद् भजति माम्
स सर्वविद् भजति माम्
सर्वभावेन भारत।
सर्वभावेन भारत।
So we need to resume from shloka number 19. 16, 17 and 18. He gave a different perspective. Sri Krishna. Dvavimo Purushau Loke. There are two Purushas called Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. But then there is another Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha. Paramatma iti Udahkrita. There is one that is beyond manifest and unmanifest. Taking from Kenopanishad. Kenopanishad talk like that. Vyaktat Avyaktat Adhi. Like that. Kenopanishad says that. So that idea is bringing here. And so we saw that. So now in these last two shlokas, he is going to conclude. So that jnanam and jnana phalam, what is the result of that jnana? That he is going to talk about here. So yo mameva, yo mam evam asammudaha janati, evam janati. Okay. In this manner, the one who knows, who is who's called an asammudaha, because that person is an adhikari. Adhikari. Vivekaha, vairagyam, all these things are. So therefore, that person, tam adhikari, asammudaha, who is no longer deluded about the realities of life and what one should look forward to. And so, Purushottamam janati. Evam Purushottamam janati. That there is a Purushottama who is anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. Correct? Who is other than dharma and adharma? Dharma is important for me, but there is something more than dharma also. Other than dharma also. Anyatra krita, anyatra smat krita kritat. Nachiketa's statement becomes a definition. Nachiketa's question becomes a definition. One who is beyond cause and effect. And anyatra bhutacha bhavyacha bhavyacha. So that which is beyond the 3 periods of time, you tell me that, he's asked. Okay. So, evam, in that manner, the one who knows, and me, I am that Paramatma. Like that, he says, who knows by, of course, lokesmin dvida nishta pura prokta mayanaga jnana yogena sankyana karma yogena yogina. So through that karma yoga, develop antakarana shuddhi, and then jnana yoga shravanam mananam nididhyasam. That is only way known to us. Sa sarvavid, that person is called as sarvavid. Sarvavid. Sarvavid means one who knows everything. How can he know everything? By knowing Atma. It's not possible. In fact, the more time we spend on Atma, the less and less we know about what's going on in this world. Correct? Previously, I used to read newspapers. Now, the newspaper is occasional. So nothing. We don't know all the drama that's going on in Canada, India. We miss out on all these things. And so the less, in fact, we know less and less. You can't call this guy Sarvabit. But then the essence of the world is known. The essence of the self, the most important thing about the self and about the world is known. And so, and this is another question the student asks in Mundaka. You can make a note. Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte. I don't remember the number in Mundaka Upanishad. Very early on, after the Guru Shishya Parampara was talked about, several rishis' names are mentioned. Then Shaunaka asks Angiras, Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte. Hey Bhagavan, tell me that which if I know, it is as good as knowing everything else. As good as knowing everything, like that he asks. Okay. So therefore that person is called a sarvavid. Sarvam veti iti sarvavid. One who knows everything. Okay. And just like that child that entered the jewelry store for the first time, right? Mom, this is all gold. Yeah, mom, this is all gold. That's it. That person knew everything. Everything else is just detail. So, bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Hey Bharata, mam bhajati sarva bhavena. Yeah. So, Shankaracharya, sarvatma chittataya mam bhajati. Bhajati. So, bhaja jnani. So, that person knows me as the one that is the essence of the entire universe. Sarvatma. Sarvatma bhava. No longer paroksha, now aparoksha, because if Bhagavan is everywhere, Bhagavan is here also. He is the essence. Paramatma is the essence of me, the Jiva also. So Jiveshwara Aikyam, one who understands the Jiveshwara Aikyam, that is the meaning of Sarva Bhav, Sarva Bhav, Sarvatma Bhav. And so that person, that person one less burden for God, God has to take care of so many people. At least, no, this person will not keep on screaming for attention. So one less person, one less person. Worry about. On the other hand, that person has the capacity to teach others also. So becomes a blessing for humanity. And so such a person. Another meaning also can be given. If you the Sarva Bhavena Bhajati worships me. That person worships me wholeheartedly. Another translation. So that worship, it is a Dvaita worship until the Aikyam is there. After that, Advaita Bhavena Bhajati. Advaita Bhavena. Because Krishna had said that also is possible, right? Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam. Jana Sukritino Arjuna. Artho Jignyasurartharthi Jnani cha Bharatarsha. Oh, Jnani. Jnani worships for the sake of Loka Sangrahartham. For the because everybody watches the Jnani. Yesterday, somebody was interviewed on TV. So we have a rising star in our state, Tamil Nadu. His name is Annamalai. And so he's become so popular now because he's just saying the right things. He's connecting to youth. And so he's being invited to colleges also for the convocations and other things. And generally, our colleges stay away from inviting political characters, correct? Oh, I don't want to get into all this. But this Annamalai is getting invited like that. And so because he has a capacity to inspire. And so he makes one statement. He says, they are asking him some questions. He says, you know what? I am also a human being. I also have a family. Uh, I have a 3-year-old child. I also want to spend time with them. And I'm constantly moving around and here and there. So we also make mistakes. Like that, he's talking like that. And so the person who is questioning him looks at the audience and says, have you heard any politicians say we are a human being too? That we also can make mistakes? Like that, she's asking. And so that thing came to my mind here.
Namaste, Jaykumarji.
Namaste. So that came to my mind. So that's how everybody's watching. That guru, that person may or may not want to be a guru also. But watching, people are watching. So role modeling becomes important. When somebody is in the limelight, they have to, what they say, what they do, everything should be even more carefully done. So that person, Loka Sangrahartam Bhajati Ma. That is the second meaning, correct? All right. Shankaracharya says, Ayam aham asmi iti janati. Sarva bhavena bhajati. Ayam aham asmi. Ayam Brahma. This Tat Brahma aham asmi. Brahma asti iti no. There is Brahma, no. That is not jnanam. Brahma asmi iti. Correct? You see the difference between asti and asmi. Asti means there is a Brahma, which is Jagat Karanam. No. Ahameva tad Brahma Jagat Karanam. That knowledge. Okay? So, all right. So let's translate this shloka. Undiluted. Undiluted. He who thus knows me, or he who knows me in this manner. He who knows me in this manner. The Purushottama, comma, is the knower of all. Is the knower of all. Full stop. He gains me as the self of all. He gains me as the self of all. O Arjuna, undeluded, he who knows me in this manner, the Purushottama, is the knower of all. Full stop. He gains me as the self of all. O Arjuna.
It's a good answer to 2.7, no? Karpanya doshopata svabha puchami tvam dharma samudachita. So he's saying asamudacheta.
Correct. Dharma Sammuda Cheta. So Krishna has remembered what Arjuna's question. Okay, next shloka. Iti guhyatamam shastram
Iti guhyatamam shastram
gamuktam maya nagha
idamuktam maya nagha
etad buddhva buddhiman syat
etad buddha buddhiman syat
krita krityascha bharata.
krita krityasya bharata.
Yeah, iti. Thus, in this manner. So, chapter is concluding. Shloka itself is starting with the word iti. Shastram. Idam Shastram Uktam. Idam Shastram Uktam. This Shastram. I don't know how to translate Shastram. And scripture and all, I don't like to use the word scripture. And so I'm going to stick with Shastra. Shashanat Trayate iti Shastra. So this Veda, which contains the message which protects me, Shashanat Trayate iti Shastra. Idam Shastram Uktam has been told to you. Okay. Te Uktam. Te is not there here. Mayanagha. Purusha, Akshara Purusha, Uttama Purusha. Really speaking, the Shastram is all about Uttama Purusha only. Kshara Purusha, I know. The entire science, world of science is all Kshara Purusha. But if I thought that was the be all, end all, there is a surprise waiting for me. Okay. That thing is useful to make my life comfortable. That's about it. But comfort is not enough. And this is going to be an unending game. And so, Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, and then Uttama Purusha that he talked about. And the entire world of science is what? Dve vidye veditavye. Itihasma yad veda vido vidanti parachaiva paracha. What a brilliant statement it is, Kathopanishad, right? Yama told our Nachiketa, Dve vidye vedita. Or was it Mundaka I'm sorry, that is Mundaka. Mundaka. If you want to make a note, 114, right in the beginning of the Upanishad. Vidya. Two types of knowledges are there in this world. One is Paravidya, the other is Aparavidya. Okay. Then the teacher enumerates what is this Aparavidya. Let me tell you Apara first, then I'll tell you what is Para. Rigvedo, Yadurvedo, Samavedo, Atharvanaha, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Kalpam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotishamiti. All the Vedas, all the Vedangas. They're all what? Aparavidya. Can you believe somebody is saying Veda is Aparavidya? I thought Veda was the thing. He says no. It's also a bunch of words. It talks about all devatas, all karma, everything. And karmana na mokshaha. Okay, artha, kama, and dharma, you can get a lot of it through Veda. Sure, absolutely. But then what? Tell me what is Paravidya? Yaya tad aksharam adigamyate. that by which one comes to know that imperishable Brahma is called Paravidya, without giving a name to it. Some book, something must be there. No, nothing. That by which I know the truth. That's all. That is Paravidya. So therefore, with that kind of clarity, that Paravidya is this Purushottama Vidya, correct? Purushottama Vidya, not Akshara Vidya. I mean, Kshara Purusha Vidya or Akshara Purusha Vidya. Purushottama Vidya is the Paravidya, and it is also Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam. We saw Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, that chapter we saw. Here, Guhyatamam, the most secret. We saw the meaning of this word secret. And the first shloka of that chapter, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, 9th chapter was what? Iti guhyatam, idam tu te guhyatamam, pravaksham yanasuyave, jnanam teham savijnanam, yajnatva mokshyase ashubhat. Iti idam tu te guhyatamam. So, jnanam vijnana sahitam. Jnanam vijnana sahitam. So, there what is it? Jnanam, one of the two things he is saying. So, one must be Apara Prakriti, another must be Para Prakriti. One must be Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha, the other one must be Uttama Purusha. That is how we connect these chapters. And 11th chapter also, Arjuna uses that word, Madanugrahaya Paramam, first shloka. Madanugrahaya Paramam, Guhyamadhyatma Sangitam, Yatvayoktam Vachastvena, Mohoyam Vigato Mama. He's saying this Guhyam Shastram that you told me took away my confusion. Like that he says there. And then again in the 18th chapter, the similar Guhyam, etc. will come. So Guhyatamam Shastra, because it is very subtle. What did Yama say? Sukshma. What did he say there? He said, Devayratrapi vichikitsitam kila Devayratrapi vichikitsitam pura nahi sugneyam anuresha dharmaha. Anu uses the word anu there. So very subtle. Sukshmam, Shankaracharya says that. So therefore, this is Guhyatamam. Not because it is kept out of reach of people. Not because of that. So why did I teach you? Mayanagha. Because you are Agha. You are essentially you are free from any papa and punya. Agha. But also you are an adhikar. You yourself thought through and you yourself said that I'm lacking something and then you came to me. And so you are an adhikari on that count and therefore I taught you. Then therefore, etad buddhva, having understood this, having assimilated these facts that I've told you, buddhiman syat. The person who knows this will become a buddhiman. Buddhiman. Swamiji jokes here. He says, until now, you are a buddhu man. Until now, you are a buddhu man. Now you'll become a buddhiman, like that he says. And also you'll become what? Krita krityaha. Krita krityaha. Cha. Krita krityaha. It's a term that is used to say that whatever has to be accomplished or must be accomplished has been accomplished. Nothing remains to be done. Trishu lokeshu kinchana. Nowhere else. No other worlds which come here. No. No, every world, all things that are to be done are all done. So that is called Krita Krityaha, Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, Sthita Prajnastadochyate. Tripti, complete Tripti is there. And so that is the Jnana Phalam here, the result of this knowledge. Purushottama Yoga. Okay. Let's see the meaning of this shloka. O Arjuna, comma, the one who is free of papa. Thus, this most secret teaching this most secret teaching has been imparted by me. First off. First off. Having known this, one becomes wise and fulfilled. Having known this, one becomes wise and fulfilled. O Arjuna, one free of papa. Thus, this most secret teaching has been imparted by me. First off. Having known this, one becomes wise and fulfilled.
Guruji, just one doubt. In the previous shloka translation, Sa Sarva with Bhajati Mam, somehow it didn't reflect in the wording.
What wording do you have? The last, what is the last sentence?
He gains me as the self of all.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. That Bhajati is like is
Gains.
not
Gains. Gains.
Okay.
Om Tat Sat. You can chant along with me. Om Tat Sat. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyayah. So, thus the 15th chapter, Purushottama Yoga, called Purushottama Yoga, or that which has the topic of Purushottama, topic of Purushottama, namely that entity which is neither the changing manifest Purusha, manifest things of this world like matter, or the unmanifest things of the world, which is not perceptible to the senses. Neither of those I am, that Purushottama. I am the Uttama Purusha which sustains everything, all these things. That was the topic of this, which is the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, which has the topics of Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, which is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, which is also the essence of the Upanishads. This chapter gets. Okay. So what I'll do now is give you a summary of this chapter 15. So this chapter is probably one of the shortest chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. It has only 20 shlokas. I doubt if there is. I think Bhakti Yoga was short, but this one is shorter than that, probably. And so the way I got introduced to this chapter, even before I started studying Bhagavad Gita, is when we went to the ashram for lunch. Just before lunch, we are supposed to chant it. Everybody will chant it. So the plate of food is there waiting for you, but you can't eat. You're supposed to, if you don't know how to chant it, at least listen. Keep listening. So 4 minutes, 5 minutes, like that will be going on. So a lot of shlokas will be going. And so without chanting, you don't get this food also. So that's how we got introduced to this chapter. And then why do they chant it? Well, because Sarva Upanishad Sara, it has everything. It has, we're going to talk about what all it has, right? So that is why it's important. Short chapter which has everything that we need. And it is part of this third Shatkam, right? Third Shatkam. The Jiveshwara Aikya Vichara Shatkam. And so there, Jnana Yoga, Aikya Jnanam, and Sadgunaha. All the values needed to get me that Antakarana Shuddhi, and then the Jnana Yoga is all included in this chapter. So this chapter has 5 portions. We're going to chant. We're going to chant along the topics. The first topics is description of samsara. Remember the tree, right? So let's chant the first 2 shlokas. Who is next? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Urdhvamulamadha Shakham
ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाकम्
Ashvatham Prahuravyayam
श्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम्
Chandamsi Yasya Parnani
छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि
Yastam Veda Savedavid
तं वेद स वेदवित्
Adhaschordhvam Prasrutastasya Shakha
अधश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः
Guna Pravruddha Vishaya Pravalaha
गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः
Adhascha Mulanyanu
अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि
Karmanubandhini Manushya-loke.
मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके.
Yeah, so these 2 shlokas give a description of samsara. A graphic view is given. If we want to remember what samsara is, then Krishna is saying, okay, if you think of this tree, the Ashwatha tree, the Arasa Maram, the religious Phycosa, this people tree is the same thing in Hindi, right? And not the banyan tree. Banyan tree is different. And so, similar family, I think, but different tree. And that tree is what Krishna is saying. If you think of this tree, you can imagine what your life is like. Okay? And so, he borrows this word Urdhva Moolam from Kathopanishad, which we have not studied yet. It's going to come. Urdhva Moolo Vak Shakaha Yesho Swatta Sanatanaha. Like that. He says, this tree is Sanatanaha. This tree is imperishable. Samsara is imperishable. You can't. That's why Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Like that, Shakracharya says in Bhaja Govind. And then this people tree is referred to in an Upanishad called Mundaka Upanishad. See, the Mundaka Upanishad. I think after Kathopanishad, we should do Mundaka. It's, again, not that difficult compared to other Upanishads. And we end up referring to many of these Mundaka shlokas, right? And so there he says, Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayaha. There are 2 birds sitting in a tree. Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayaha. Samanam Vriksham Parishasvajate. Tayor Anyah Pippalam Swadvati. Hey, among the 2 birds, there is one bird that is enjoying the fruits of the tree, just going around everywhere and enjoying. The other one, what about the other one? It is simply Anashnan Abhichakashihi. Simply sitting and watching it. That is how it's the Upanishad is saying. So Pippalam Swadvati. There this word Pippala is there. So this people tree, the fruit of the people tree is referred there as Pippala. Anyway, so those shlokas are being used by Krishna in this chapter. And so therefore it is highlighting a situation that we're all in, that says, you know what, I want Sukham, but then Dukkham also seems to come along. Can I ever get Sukham without Dukkham? That is what I want, really speaking. And so then I say, no, I think it's time to go to ashram because this life is too much. And so then they go to ashram. Then they go to ashram, and then after 1 week, what will happen? TV is not there, all the choicest food is not there, the refrigerator is not accessible. Forget accessible, there is no refrigerator. And then the children are not there, grandchildren are not calling. What kind of life this is? Is this a way to lead a life? Going to ashram? That's it. Then we come back home. So we had a good time. Ashram is meant to have a good time. Just like picnic. You go somewhere, you have to come back. So this is how it is. Our life is constantly going here and then vacation, coming back. That's how it is. So anyway, so I went to highlight these aspects that's how it is. Nothing wrong with it, but that's how it's going to be also. And so Swami says the problem is neither with Coimbatore, not with Rishikesh, neither with Chennai, New York, nor with Rishikesh or Sailorsburg. The problem is with me only. So you are the problem, you are the solution. So that's the idea. So that was indicated in the first two shlokas. Okay, that is samsara varnan. The second topic, okay, which goes from third shloka to sixth shloka, is the means for moksha. Moksha sadhana. That is the topic. So let's look at that. Let's chant this first. न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते
न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते
नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा
नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा
अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम्
अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम्
असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा
असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा
ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम्
ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम्
यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः
यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः
तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये
तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये
यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी
यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी
निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः
निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषा
अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः
अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः
द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः
द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ताः सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः
गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत्
गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत्
न तद्भासयते सूर्यः
न तत् भासयते सूर्यः
न शशाङ्को न पावकः
न शशाङ्को न पावकः
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते
तद्धाम परमं मम.
तद्धाम परमं मम.
Yeah. So these shlokas 3, 4, 5, 6, they give us some ideas here. Moksha sadhanani. What are those? The first one is vairagyam. Vairagya. We saw that in that shloka, third shloka. Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. Vairagya. And then what? Why vairagyam is needed? Because this tamas will make me just choose to be dull and just withdraw from the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, it can make me adharmic also. Therefore, I need to let go of that tamas. Tamoguna, and then Rajoguna. Rajoguna will make me excited about certain things and then keep getting excited about that, taking me away from this moksha purusha. And therefore, vairagyam is needed. Very important value. Then, second value we learned was sadgunaha. Nirmana moha jita sanga judosha. Nirmana moha, amanitvam, same, we saw that. Manitvam, adambitvam, etc. All that was talked about, indicated by that shloka, those words. Adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama. All right. Then Sharanagati was talked about. Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye. Prapadye. Prapadye Sharanagati. I have to surrender to this because no amount of smartness can make me see what I'm supposed to see. Correct? That surrender is required. I must use yukti. Yukti is important. Reasoning is important. I can't just become a dull person. No. Reasoning has to be used. But then surrender to the Shastra because that fact is something I can't figure out by myself. All right. Then what? Atma Vicharaha. Atma Vicharaha. We saw that Tatah Padam Tat Parimargitavyam. Parimargitavyam. Shastra Vicharam Kartavyam. We saw that. And Vichara what? Natad Bhasayate Suryaha. Hey, that consciousness, that existence, which cannot be lighted up by even the Surya. Nothing can light up consciousness. And only in this buddhi that I am consciousness can be cognized. Consciousness can be appreciated. Existence can be appreciated. Everything else, every being takes existence for granted. People also take existence for granted. That existence happens to be me. And that Kshetrajnanchapi mam vidhi, like that he said in another chapter. And so that consciousness, even the sun cannot brighten that consciousness, illuminate that consciousness. That's what he said there. And so, Atma Vicharaha, which implies that I have to have that attitude of knowing. Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam Arjuna. That is why Krishna started teaching. That is, Arjuna was the nimitta. Arjuna only made Krishna teach. The minute somebody says, I am your student, then that person has to teach. Everywhere, every Upanishad I see, this is coming constantly. Even here in Kathopanishad, same thing happened. What did he say? Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye astitye ke nayam astiti chaike. Hey, people talk about this Atma as non-existent, existent, this, that, etc. Okay. Yetad vidyam anushishtas tvayaham. I wish to be taught by you. The minute you say taught, even Yama is helpless. He can't say I'm busy and things like that. Not acceptable. So that is how Atma Vichara is done. And so these four aspects are there, right? Vairagyam, Sadgunaha, Sharanagati, and Atma Vichara are talked about in this shloka. Now, this Sarvatmakatvam, Brahmanaha Sarvatmakatvam means what? The essence of the entire universe being Brahma or Brahman is taught in shlokas 7 to 15, which we can chant now. Mamayvamsho jivaloke
ममैवांशो जीवलोके
जीवभूतः सनातनः
जीवभूतः सनातनः
मनः षष्ठानि इन्द्रियाणि
मनः षष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि
प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति
प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति
शरीरं यदवाप्नोति
शरीरं यदवाप्नोति
यच्छाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः
यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः
गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति
गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति
वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्
वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात्
श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च
श्रोत्रं चक्षुं स्पर्शनं च
रसनं घ्राणमेव च
रसनं घ्राणमेव च
अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायम्
अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं
विषयानुपसेवते
विषयानुपसेवते
उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि
उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि
भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितम्
भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं
विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति
विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति
पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः
पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनम्
यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनम्
पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम्
पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितम्
यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः
यतन्तोऽप्यकृतात्मानः
नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः
नैनं पश्यन्त चेतसः
यदादित्यगतं तेजः
यदादित्यगतं तेजः
जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम्
जगद्भासयतेऽखिलम्
यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ
यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ
तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्
तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्
गामाविश्य च भूतानि
गामाविश्य च भूतानि
धारयाम्यहमोजसा
धारयाम्यहमोजसा
पुष्णामि चौषधीः सर्वाः
पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वाः
सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः
सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः
अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा
अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा
प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः
प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः
प्राणापानसमायुक्तः
प्राणापानसमायुक्तः
पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्
पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टः
मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च
मत्तः स्मृतिर्गानमपोहनं च
वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः
वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यः
वेदान्तकृत् वेदविदेव चाहम्
वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्
Yeah. So, Sarvatmakatvam. Just like in an earlier chapter, Krishna had said, I am there in everything. And he gave a list of things in which I am there. Vibhuti Yoga, all indications. And then this one, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, we saw these chapters. So here also he's saying something similar to that. And just like in Satyam pervades the whole world of Mithya, just like gold pervades all ornaments. Just like everybody knows ornament is there, but the essence of the ornament is gold. They are not keeping the ornament in the safe box, in a safe, 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 They're keeping it. Why are they keeping it? Not because it's an ornament. It's because it's a gold, correct? Are they keeping it because it's an ornament or it is gold? If it is ornament, they have to all this 1 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee mala and all you get will be there in the safe. It won't be there. Why it is not there? It's not there because that is plastic. This is gold. That's why. So nobody cares for ornaments, really speaking. They only care for gold. Okay. So like that caring for gold, like that, this whole insentient world and the sentient world, universe is sentient plus ancient. One question I got once in a Gita class long ago: isn't it better to be born as a stone? Very attractive, You lead a life, you enjoy life, everything is over. Finally, they say, I want to be born as a stone. Hey, this is very tricky, You want to enjoy life. Then suddenly, okay, I become a stone like this, That's it. Suddenly, no more dukkha. We're smart people we are. And so, so that won't work. I don't think Krishna has given us that option. So anyway, so that Brahma is manifest as the sentient and the insentient world, and so he's by all these shlokas here. Mama eva amshaha. Look at 7. Jiva loke jiva bhutaha. So the entire world of jivas is me alone. And then what? Shrotram chakshuhu. Then he comes to number 12. Yad aditya gatam tejaha. What about out there? Okay, inside you are. What about outside? Well, outside also I am there only. Yad aditya gatam. Gam avishya cha bhutani. Gam prithimim avishya. Having entered this earth, I nourish all beings and all the things needed for all the beings. Aham Vaishvanara Naro Bhutva, etc. We saw all this. So this is the Sarvatma Bhava, it's called in Sanskrit, in Vedanta. Sarvatma Bhava means Sarvesham Atma Yasya Saha. I am the one that is present in everything and every being. That is what I said here. Then, this is the third one, right? Fourth topic, okay, which goes from 16 to 18, is talking about this Purushottama Yoga, Purushottama Bhavaha, or Purushottamatvam. Let's read those shlokas. Dvavimau Purushau Loke. Yeah, if you can unmute yourself, yeah.
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके
Kharascha eva cha.
क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च
Ksharas sarvani bhutani.
क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि
Kutasthoksara uchyate.
कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
Tamah purushastvanyah.
उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः
Paramatmetyudahritah.
परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः
Yo lokatrayamavishya.
यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य
Vibhartyavyaya Ishwarah.
बिभत्यव्यय ईश्वरः
Yasmat karamatidoham.
यस्मात्क्षरमतीतोऽहम्
Aksharadapi chottamah.
अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः
Atosmi loke vede cha.
अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च
Prathitah purushottamah.
प्रतितः पुरुषोत्तमः
Yeah, again, he helps us appreciate the universe by using different words like Kshara Purusha, Dvavimau Loke, etc. Because Kshara Purusha, so Kshara, the entire material world is a changing word, Karam. And then the unmanifest appears to be not changing. Manifest means things that are subtler than the gross, and the gross world, and that is also there. The energy, you can call it wave, you can call it whatever scientific words that are there, and more scientific words that are yet to be invented and discovered also. Okay, we have to keep that in mind. And so we shouldn't assume that everything is known. And so all that is Akshara Purusha. Here he is using the word, even though there is a chapter called Akshara Brahma Yoga, okay, which is referring to the Uttama Purusha of this chapter. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And so even this avatara, Krishna avatara, Rama avatara, etc., even that also is Adivat, Antavat. Even that has a beginning, it has an end. And therefore, we have to look into what is it. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. We have to look into that. And so, what is the purpose of all these avatars and all these things? Well, purpose is there, very much there. Thanks to all the avatars, we are able to talk. We got something in our heads. As children, we learnt a lot through the avatars, through the words of Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, all these things we heard. Narasimha, Prahlada was the first teacher for all of us. Prahlada. Unulim irpan, Turubulim irpan, like that we said in Tamil. I have to bet that statement is there in every Indian language. It has to be there. Okay. I have to, in Hindi में क्या बोलते हैं? He is in the pillar and he is also in the blade of grass, like that. I need to learn the Hindi aspect of it. Anyway, so all that was useful for us. Very useful for us. So they're all stepping stones for us. And so Ishta Devata becomes important after that. And therefore, so that it can all help me come to this Vedanta Pramanam, Shabda Pramanam. I've used all the Pramanams given to me, like my Panchendriyani, but finally I realized that the one who's using all the Panchendriyas, that is the one that I am after right now. For that, I have to use another Pramanam called Shabda Pramanam, which is called Upanishad Pramanam. So that's how the story goes here. Yasmat ksharam atitoham aksharadapi chottamaha. He says, because of this fact, which fact? Because I am neither kshara nor I am akshara. I am kshara or akshara. Because akshara means related to kshara. See, if you say heads, then immediately tails comes to your head. So heads cannot be understood without understanding tails. Tails cannot be understood without understanding tails. We said black. You cannot appreciate black without understanding white. It's not possible. It's just not possible. We think black is just a word. I know what black is. Yeah, that's what you think. I know black because I know white also. Correct? You can't know black without knowing. Therefore, I'm saying, hey, this Shara, when you say, immediately you will jump to Akshara. I know that. But I'm neither Kshara nor Akshara. I'm beyond the concepts of Kshara and Akshara. Correct? That's what he's saying here. And so that is that aspect of it. Therefore, I am known as Uttama because of that. Pratitaha, Purushottama. I am well known as Purushottama itself. Hey, I am well known, in our conversations, if we say I am well known and all that, we won't talk to each other. But Krishna says, I am very well known. Rama doesn't say I am well known. You know what Rama says? I am a human being, I am the son of Dasharatha. That's all, maximum, that's all he said somewhere in one of the Kandas. That's all, maximum. Anyway, this is Krishna, Purushottamaha. All right. Now, the last section of this chapter talks about that jnana phalam, the benefit of this knowledge. Okay, and the knowledge itself also. In one line, he says that. So let's chant those two shlokas, 19 and 20. Yo mamevamasammudhaha
यो मामेव सम्मूढः
janati purushottamam
जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम्
tasarvavid bhajati mam
स सर्वविद् भजति माम्
sarvabhavena bharata
सर्वभावेन भारत
iti guhyatamam shastram
इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम्
idamuktam maya nagha
इदमुक्तं मया नघ
etad buddhva buddhiman syat
एतद्बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात्
kritakrityascha bharata.
कृतकृत्यश्च भारत
Yeah. So he says, Yo mam purushottamam janati. He doesn't say, Yo akshara purusham janati va kshara purusham janati. He doesn't say, if you know science, science is kshara purusha, study of kshara purusha. Kshara purusha vidya is science, science as we know it. And the more I know, the more I feel empowered somehow. But he says that will not work. Mam janati, purushottamam janati. That which quote unquote transcends both Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Transcend, if at all you can use the word transcend. Only when you understand it properly, you can use the word transcend without transcending, Transcending means you have to go somewhere, right? That is the meaning of transcend. I don't know how people understand the word transcend. But so nothing to transcend. Hey, I'm there everywhere. So where is the question of transcending? So that Purushottamam Yaha Janati Taha Sarvavit. That person is known as a Sarvavit. We saw that earlier. Sarva Bhavena Bharata. Very important. See these things, these words. Mam Bhajati Sarva Bhavena. The easiest way to translate it is that person worships me wholeheartedly. Nothing wrong with that translation. That also works. But another meaning also we should give. Bhava comes from the Bhu Dhatu. Who is to be? To be. Existence is called be. To be. God. Is existence. Sarva Bhavena. The existence of the entire universe. As the existence of the entire universe, this person bhajati mam. And then Chetragya mam, not vidhi. So that existence, Sarva Bhavena. That's what Chakracharya says. He said, no, what did I say earlier? I am aham asmi iti. This jagat aham asmi. This Ishvaraha aham asmi. This Purushottamaha aham asmi. This is Shankaracharya for us. Anyway. So therefore, Satishji, you asked the question. Sarva bhaven. That bhavaha dhatu comes from bhu dhatu. Be. Existence. To be. That psychologist, I'm always, whenever I think of this be, I think of this psychologist. John Bradshaw, that's his name. He makes a very nice observation. He himself is concerned. He's concerned with all the emotional problems, okay, that people are suffering through. And he says, you know what? Everybody's busy doing stuff. But we are supposed to be human beings, not human doings. Human doings, because we are all doers, right? What did you do? What's your next project? Like that we keep asking. So, human being, when are we going to become human being? Like that you say. Anyway, so that being Sarva Bhavena Bharata, right? And then Etad Buddhva Buddhiman Syat Krita Krityaha. That person becomes a Krita Krityaha. That long journey, like the river that originated from somewhere on top of a mountain, somewhere God knows, as a trickle, keeps flowing lagatar, keeps on going, 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 going. Where is it going? We don't know. It seems to know where it is going. And until it meets the ocean, it will not stop. No stone, no mountain can stop this river from reaching its goal. And so, like that, what is that goal for the human being? The goal is Krita Krityatvam. And then what is to be done? Nothing else remains to be done. Like that, Krishna concludes this chapter. Hey Bharata. Let's chant the last line of this chapter. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat.
तत्सत्
Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu
श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु
Upanishatsu
उपनिषत्सु
Brahma Vidyayam
ब्रह्मविद्यायां
Yoga Shastre
योगशास्त्रे
Krishna Samvade
श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे
Purushottama Yogo Nama
पुरुषोत्तमयोगो नाम
Panchadashodhyayah.
पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः।
Yeah. So with that, the 15th chapter called Purushottama Yoga. Om Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Sriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyawada Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಜನ್ಮ.
Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಗುರುಜಿ.